The US and Taliban are set to sign a peace deal that could signal the end of the US' longest war. Nearly 2 years of protracted negotiations in the Qatari capital, Doha. Diplomats from Afghanistan, the US, India, Pakistan, and other UN members. Diplomats from Afghanistan, the US, India, Pakistan, and other UN member states started gathering on Saturday morning alongside Taliban representatives at the Sheraton Hotel in Doha, a 5-star resort overlooking the Arabian Gulf where the peace deal is expected to be signed around 11 GMT. Afghan President says Pompeo reports progress in US-Taliban and talks. Afghan government demands complete ceasefire with Taliban. Why 2019 was Afghanistan's best and worst year since US invasion last on Friday. US President Trump, in a statement, urged Afghans to seize the opportunity for peace and a new future for their country. Nearly 90 years ago, American service members went to Afghanistan to root out the terrorists responsible for the 9/11 attacks. In that time, we have made great progress in Afghanistan, but at great cost to our brave service members, to the American taxpayer, and the people of Afghanistan. When I ran for office, I promised the American people I would begin to bring our troops home and seek to end this war. We were making substantial progress on that promise, Trump said. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will witness the signing in Doha, while Secretary of Defense Mark Esper is expected to issue a joint declaration with the government of Afghanistan in Khabar. Over the past week, at least 90 security forces and 4 civilians have been killed, a marked decrease compared with previous weeks that the Afghan government attributed to the Taliban. The result of the precursor phase, it's a hope that security signing will unlock intra-Afghan talk between the Taliban and Afghan stakeholders, including the country's West-backed government, to decide the future course of the country. Calling the deal a pre-agreement, analysts said the real challenge in establishing lasting peace lies in these discussions, the details of which remain unclear. It is important to note that the agreement that will likely be signed on February 29th between the Taliban and the US is not a peace deal. Andrew Wittgen, senior analyst on Afghanistan at the International Crisis Group, the US-Taliban deal should be seen as having provided a window or opportunity for a political settlement and peaceful end to the conflict, but so much work towards that in remains. Those talks, analysts and the government officials say, could take months due to divisions between President Ashraf Ghani and Chief Executive Abdullah over key issues. Last week, Abdullah contested the result of the presidential elections after incumbent President Ghani was declared the winner. Any future political process in the country would be challenging unless the two rivals resolve their differences. Both had planned separate inaugurations selected for Thursday, but they differ from their ceremonies on US advice over concerns it would jeopardize the signing of the peace deal. The two leaders were brought together to form a national unity government (NUJ) in the wake of the 2014 election, which were marred by irregularities. President Ghani is not ready for another NUJ format, though he is under pressure for an inclusive administration. Ghani does not want a divided leadership. As far as Abdullah is concerned, he wants an upper decision-making hand and someone to be asked in every matter. He said, referring to the post of chief executive that Abdullah negotiated for himself in 2014. Now we are going to tell you that Has the Taliban won? The Taliban have long demanded the withdrawal of foreign troops, calling them an occupation force and blaming them for the almost 2 decades of war. In marathon negotiations between US officials and Taliban representatives in Doha, which began in 2018, the US has sought guarantees from the Taliban that in exchange for the withdrawal of foreign troops, Afghan soil would not be used for attacks on US interests. The Taliban have been waging an armed rebellion since 2001, when the US toppled an armed group from power in a military invasion. Taliban members deemed the agreement a victory, but analysts say all sides, including the Afghan government, have made serious compromises. The Taliban has been remarkably consistent in its public messaging that directed towards its own members as well as externally. A victory narrative is a critical part of that messaging and is part of what binds the identity of such a large, diverse group together. In reality, all sides, including the Afghan government, although it has not been a direct party to the deal, have made serious compromises. If we can take the Trump at his word that he wished to draw down military presence in Afghanistan, then the Americans have obtained concession and created space of peace by offering something that might have happened anyway. That's not quite a loss. And the Taliban agreed to sit with representatives from the Afghan government well before the final foreign soldier has left Afghan soil, which was once a key claim in their victory narrative. Mohammad Shafiq Hamdam, former deputy advisor to President Ghani and senior advisor of NATO in Afghanistan, reiterated the importance of compromise from all parties in a bid to end the conflict. Peace does not come for free. Some things must be compromised to reach a deal, he said. Looking ahead, the Taliban and Afghan leaders, including from the government, are expected to meet within 10 to 15 days of such a day's signing. They are expected to negotiate a post-war framework and discuss issues including a permanent ceasefire, the rights of women and minorities, and governance. In 2017, the longest-serving NATO commander in Afghanistan, General Johan Nicholson, described the war under his command a stalemate, and Sirajuddin Haqqani, the deputy leader of the Taliban, confirmed in his op-ed for the New York Times last week that the Taliban had enough fighting. Everyone is tired of war. Hamdan said it has exhausted everyone. For more videos, please subscribe our channel Khabar Daan and press the bell icon. Thank you so much.